Hey world, PDR coming at you here. 04 Civic with a ding right in the middle of the door. I've got my #1 tool, I've got it braced open, and it is right behind the brace. So when I get my tip in there, I can feel it's right behind a brace. I've gotten it warm because it is slightly sharp, and it is a metallic paint, a highly metallic paint. Whenever you got a silver or a light blue or just anything with a lot of metallic, you definitely want to get that paint warm. That metal flake in the paint will want to crack more than almost any other paint. Yeah, that metal flake definitely wants to make the paint a little bit more fragile. And this being a car that's just not brand new, I want to make sure that this dent comes out really nice. So here's what we're doing. We're going to get right in on that one. Hope you got a visual on it. And I am putting about 1/3 of a pound of pressure from my finger onto the edge of the tool. And I have to be able to use both hands here. I know it's kind of tough to see, but
your arm is your arm.
I know I can't move my arm. I'm trying to get to this spot here. It's actually right next to a little pad of glue, and then once I can see where it is there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
There we go. Now I'm right next to the pad of glue, and please excuse the background noise. We are out here in nature with the birds and the police sirens. And I will say, wow, this thing's actually coming out really nice. One-handed sharp dent repair, PDR style. It's I didn't really need to heat it up, but it's like I said, with the highly metallic paints, guys, you definitely want to keep that really warm. It's still a nice warm day out here in Pacific Northwest, and even if it was hot, 70, 80, 90, that's still not as hot as you're going to get it with this heat gun. You got to definitely get it up to that point of hot to the touch. You're not going to burn any plastic or any paint when you get it to the point that you know it's hot to the touch. And that's a real key secret when you're doing something sharp. You saw that I made that high spot right there in the middle, didn't you? So I got a nice little high spot right in the middle. And I'm going to finish off the rest as this siren goes past us. And let me see if I can get behind that piece of glue. I'm kind of doing a weird little twisty just to get behind that piece of glue. There. And I got behind it. I straightened all those lines up real nice. I sure do appreciate y'all clicking on the video. Now what I want to do is finish off all the lows. I'm kind of almost being lazy in a sense that I don't want to go back and forth twice. I want to finish off all the lows before I do my tap downs, so I can just tap it down clean. Try to do it all in one take, unedited, real time for you. And you guys can see that line just barely pinches right there. Let me get a little different angle for you. See how it just barely pinches a little bit? And that's where I make these taps, real light taps. I mean, I'm on the crest of that little brow, and I'm just dropping the hammer an inch. So I would say the tapping that I'm tapping is about a pound. It's like dropping a pound of butter on the counter. It's not hard at all, but it's very directed. And now those lines are straightening out very nice. If I'm going to make this last little bit come completely clean, we're going to get far back on it. I'm going to get #1 back in on it. And I know that I have a little bit of work to do. I don't know if you guys can see this, and it's probably impossible for you guys to see what I'm doing here, but I am going to just find that last little spot and make it, I'm never going to use that word. You guys know I don't use that word, the P word, but I'm going to make it darn near invisible, very indistinguishable from the rest of the paint. There we go. I would call it 99% back to good. There we are. And now is when I say the thing. This has been PDR and I'm out. Peace.